Hey, hope you're all doing good and yeah, happy 2026. This is my first new video of the year and I'm just going to go through some recent arrivals that have come through my door in no particular order. So, firstly, I'd like to thank a guy on YouTube who also does very similar videos to what I do. RC Comics, that's all one word. Ray was holding a lot of comics for me and then essentially shipped them all off in one big bundle to me. This is probably 50% of what Ray kept stashed for me, give or take. So we're both big fans of Inez Estrada. She just republished Alienation, but this was her first graphic novel and quite hard to get. Ray fixed me up with a copy. I feel like some of this might be in another collection of hers that I'm pretty sure I've done a video on. I think I've done a spotlight video on Inez's work. But yeah, very excited to get looking through that. The new Crickets, Sammy Harcum. Everyone knows Sammy Harcum. He put out Blood of the Virgin, which I also just finally got for Christmas as well. So I'm just starting to read that now. It's good. But Crickets 9 is a brand new storyline. And I thought it was a really solid issue. It was so good that I was so sad that I thought, oh, how long until issue 10 now? But really pulled into the story. Great, just really good storytelling. Two stories going on, a short one, very short one at the back, longer one at the front. Yeah. Really really strong cartoonist. And okay, these are just going to go in no order at all. So this came out late in 2025. Valentin Gallardo, who I've done a spotlight video on before, and this came out from Field Mouse Press. If I can get things to focus, maybe not. Yeah, Field Mouse Press. And this, again, I've done a spotlight video on Val. She put out a big collection called Am I Breathing Too Loud? She self-published it and it sold out. And this is a reprint of that book, but with a few tweaks, and now pretty much widely available, especially if you're in the States. So this is a good example of Val's drawing style, color palette, although it does vary a lot. And yeah, definitely quite a few of these stories were not in the original Am I Breathing Too Loud? And I think, like I said in the spotlight video I did of Val, she does repurpose comics into different collections so they kind of match better thematically. But yeah, it's just great to have a new book from her. She was one of the few people that deleted Instagram earlier in 2025 and then actually stayed off Instagram. That's no shade to anyone who jumped back on, but yeah, she actually stayed off, so it's quite hard to work out what she's doing now. But she does have a Patreon. These are two anthologies from Sputnikat Press, Russian publisher. Everything's always Riso printed. I recognize quite a lot of, well, I recognize a few of these names. And they do standalone comics. They do these anthologies. But these always have a theme, and one artist does a page, and then the following on artist has to kind of keep the story flowing. So you get this great range of just totally different styles. Val. And then this one I haven't actually opened yet. Yeah, they do a lot of books. They're always going. They're always putting stuff out. Stuff sells out. I don't know if there's any US distros that pick it up. I know the Traveling Man shops stock their stuff. Yeah. Okay, this came out and it's a lovely oversized book. And I didn't really know anything about it. I still don't. I want to just go in blind with it and just enjoy it. But I know it is from New York Review Comics. Came out pretty late in the year. I think December. And to my knowledge, they are very old Sunday comics. I'm a big fan of Gasoline Alley, Polly and Her Pals. So when I saw this was coming out, I just thought, yes, this looks great. So this is the most complete collection of the Smiths. And I know on YouTube there's a big breakdown video of it from the people who put this book together. Which I've tried to avoid because I just want to go in blind and just enjoy it. But yeah, really great looking book. Very, very beautiful. 2 mini comics. This came out from Frog Farm Press. Everyone likes to add press to theirs, but I think this is just Frog Farm. Yeah, beautifully produced. Yeah, the connoisseurs follows free. Roommates who are about to hit a high stakes wine tasting competition. It just devolves into absolute madness. Kind of funny and ridiculous at the same time. And again, Frog Farm, things sell out super fast, much like this publisher's work, Cram Books. Yeah, Ray picked this up for me when he went to SPX. And I don't know too much about it, but I thought I'd give it a try. That's the thing with small press, is it goes so fast before you even have a chance to know that it existed, and then you spend like 5 years trying to find something. This is Apartments from Simon Hanselman, who everybody knows, and It's like super small, but I just thought the cover was great, and I never realized, but the cover is hand colored each copy. I think, yeah, edition of 600. I just thought it was printed with color, but you can actually see that Simon's hand colored them all. So I thought that was pretty cool. And linking to Hanselman, picked this up when 2D Cloud, they do a yearly sale and they slash prices just to a ridiculous amount. I honestly think this I got for maybe $8. I've noticed that they do it every year. And I don't know too much about the other cartoonists in here. Well, a few I recognize. Al Columbia. But I got it because there was this Simon comic that I'd never really heard of before, and I think he's just illustrating it and someone else is writing it. So I'm curious about that. Always trying to find hard to find things. 2 new educational books, comics from Noah Van Sciver. Yeah, again, I've just picked up all this stuff, so I've not had a chance to really sink my teeth into it. But yeah, another historical retelling from Toon Books. And yeah, Noah did another book with them, Paul Bunyan. And yeah, just educational books, easy to read for kids, but quite in depth at the same time. So I'm excited to learn about this because I don't know anything about that. It's, the ones he's done with Toon Books are very American based stories that don't really cross over into the UK. This me and Ray got through the Kickstarter that they ran for this, about union rights. Super in depth, and I would just say anyone who wonders if Noah is left or right, I feel like even just when you look at just the smattering of his work, it's pretty obvious. Like he's a really good, decent guy. I'll always defend him. Not that I think he needs defending. I hope no one's coming for him. So Robin Chapman, who I mentioned a few videos ago, who hooked me up with the Die Homer comic. She also hooked me up with this, and in my house we're all big fans of Lucy Knisley. She's been in comics for a long time. She does quite a range of comics. She's currently doing a YA series, which we all read in the house and enjoy. She does a lot of like travel log diaries. She's done loads, but I never knew this existed, and it's just like it says, Hourly Comics, and so it's from a long time ago. And I just really love her work, and this hasn't been collected into anything. I should do a spotlight video on her one day because I have a lot of her stuff. So yeah, pretty excited for that. Everybody knows this book. I reread it last year, 2025, and I just found it so cheap that I'd never actually owned a copy. So even though I'd just read it, I knew it was like an evergreen book to always have. So I picked this up. if anyone doesn't know what it looks like somehow, that's very surprising. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Incredible book. But because he's Dan Clowes, my not hot take is because he's Dan Clowes, he doesn't get the credit he deserves, if that makes sense. This has got a shiny cover to it, so it's kind of glaring a bit. Another one of my oldest favorite cartoonists that kind of got me into comics again, Liz Prince. She illustrated this with her friend Shelley Bond and Sophie Dodgson. Sorry, I'm going to blame that I'm still getting over a cold. And Tomboy was fucking incredible. So I was like, it's just a new gigantic issue of Liz's work, pretty much. I mean, it's someone else's story, but I'm just so excited that she's not made comics for quite a while. At least not like a book. So I'm excited for those. A friend found some issues of Optic Nerve for £1 each, and I do already have these, but for £1 each, I was like, I need to get them again. This is a slightly just nerdy issue, just an upgraded copy, because my one had a bit of a kink in the spine. And I'll probably just gift this to someone at some point. But yeah, again, everyone knows Adrian, surely. And lastly, a hard to get out of print book by Blex Bolex, No Man's Land. He has a lot of stuff that is very hard to get, and people try and sell it online for prices I won't justify. I think I've done a video on some of his work before. I'm sure I have. Yeah, I'd love to get it all one day. I'd love him to put out a gigantic collection one day. But I was very, very happy to get this because it's been on my radar for a long time. So yeah, it's just his style's so cool, very interesting, and it really works. The illustration to text, I enjoy a lot. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be reading in between whatever else comes out. So hopefully by the time I get through all this, there'll be more comics to read. Thanks for watching.